So we're here with Nikolas at Soundforce. Yeah, how are you today, man?
Very good, very good. Just woke up 2 hours ago, feeling good. Second day of Superbooth 2022.
Great.
Happy to be here.
Excellent. And what have you got to show for us today?
So I have the new prototype of the SFC-8, which is a Midi controller for Jupiter 8 style plugins. And also there will be support for hardware synths. So there's Midi in and Midi out, so you can connect your keyboard or sequencer, and the Midi messages from the controller are merged with the incoming Midi messages. There's also a USB full power or USB Midi. And today I'm running a demo with the Arturia Jupiter 8 plugin, the one that's been recently revised like 2 years ago. There's also support for the Tactile plugin, and there will be a platform where you can actually configure which messages do you want. So if you need CSAX or things like this, I will build sort of a library of support for different hardware synths. And yeah, so this is the first master unit, and I've been working on this for a while. This is the new version. And I can give you a little demo of how it actually feels to control the soft synth with...
Sure, yeah, maybe changing some parameters.
Exactly,
yeah, that would be great. It's really great to have tactile controls over the soft synths, isn't it?
It's really a lot of fun. It might not be the strongest marketing argument in the world, but this is for me really a reason to use it and to build it, is that you forget about your screen and the software. I think what draws people to modular and more hardware synths, it's something that you can find here again. And you kind of lose yourself in the sounds, and you can really enjoy how well programmed those soft synths are in the way, the way they sound.
Absolutely. So, and how kind of programmable is this if I had a different synthesizer that I wanted to set this up with?
So this is still a platform that I need to, I don't have a demo yet, but there will be 4 user, let's say, configuration in the machine that you can load. For example, you have your Arturia plugin, maybe that's config 1. You have another plugin, could be configuration 2. Because, for instance, this switch on the Arturia plugin is 3 position, but the Tactile plugin is 4 positions.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So this will change. So I think there's going to be the 2 bass modes for people who are using VST instruments. Then you will have 2 other slots where the user can load its custom configuration. So if you have another synth that need to have this CSAX message for this knob or for the cutoff, you will have an interface where you first need to configure it, and then you save it in the machine, and you can load it from the controller.
Excellent. And what sort of MIDI messages will it output? What can you send from it?
You will be able to send anything. At the moment, sending simple MIDI CCs to integrate with the plugin, but potentially it can be anything that the user wants. It will be user configurable.
Very good, very good. It looks amazing, man. Looks really, really good.
Thank you. I should say there's also a little preset system with 5 banks, so 4 presets. So using the interface, the actual buttons that were already on the controller, and with a shift knob combination, you can save 20 presets. It's not much, but at least it's on there.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
And you also have some eurorack modules to
yes.
show us too.
Yeah. So what's new for Superbooth this year is the Micro DCO, which is a 6 HP version of my DCO module. So that goes from 16 to 6 HP. much more compact, and this is a Juno-based oscillator. So it's an analog oscillator with digital control of the waveforms. This one was revised in September last year with a new Midi input. So the Micro DCO also have a Midi input, and the new firmware adds Midi channel selection. So at the moment I'm running actually from the key step into a Midi True box, and I'm running the 3 DCOs only with Midi. There are 2 modes. You can set the oscillator frequency to Midi only, so you have absolute perfect tuning, or you can mix the volt per octave input with the Midi frequency, so you can
for a more traditional modulator.
Exactly, or you can use just volt per octave. You don't have to use the Midi at all. It doesn't take any Midi frequency unless you start to send Midi messages to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to sort of downsize the module? What was the thought behind that?
So the feedback on the modules, like the ones you see here, I also have a Juno oscillator and a dual ADSR with CV. The feedback is good, but often people say, wow, those modules are really large and they take a lot of HP, and I agree. I wanted to make them like that. I didn't want to compromise on space, but I understand people with performance cases with very little space. They would like to get one, but they don't because it's too big. And I acknowledge that, I understand. I see also people with very small cases do a lot of things, and I'm also very impressed on how they can do with just a few modules or just a few HP. So I wanted to also kind of listen to that feedback and offer something. I also have the small filter here, which is a compact version of the bigger one as well, but without VCA and the high-pass filter.
I have to say they look beautiful, the designs, the panels on these modules and on this thing, absolutely gorgeous looking things.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I have really, it's made by Gravart in Poland. I have a really good relationship with them, and they deliver always really great quality.
Can we have a listen to it?
Yes, of course. I should mention also there's a new little drum module, Linn drum sample-based module with your kick, your snare, and your hi-hat. I'm going to run 5 sounds of that module, so all the drum sounds will be coming from this module.
And are you able to change the sounds
No,
that are in there?
no. And it's not so much like a technical problem. It's more in the development. I wanted to do something a bit lower cost, so this module is 119 euros. And if I had to develop a special application for people to upload their sounds, that would have taken more like computer software work. That was not also my personal interest. But on the new version of the hardware, it will be possible for people to load, let's say, this is like the 808 version. It will be possible for people in the future to load the 808 sounds onto the Linn drum hardware or something like this.
Great.
And then I'm completely open to sell panels, so people, if they want to change like 6 months later, they can do it.
Oh, great.
But I'm not stimulating people to buy every single version because the hardware is essentially the same. It's the firmware that's changes.
I see. I mean, still great to have the Linn drum sounds, their classic drum sounds.
Yeah.
People
I
love
was,
those,
I
and the
mean,
808.
that's what I wanted to, that's why I made it, because I really wanted to have those sounds in the rack, and I thought, okay, there's probably other people that agree that it sounds great. I will run a little drum sequence with those sounds, some reverb. So now what we have, the bass line is 2 DCOs mixed together into the VCA6 filter. Also have a chorus from feedback modules there to finish the, let's say, like this Juno voice, and my dual envelope.
And are they based on the Juno circuits?
Yeah. Then to open the filter, I have my dual LFO, which has actually a clock input to synchronize the period, the frequency of the LFO to your musical tempo here. And you can actually divide and multiply this clock from the module, so you can have different musical results.
And are these? That sounded beautiful. Really, really nice. And which of these modules are out now? What's available to buy now?
Everything is out. The Micro DCO is shipping from the end of the month together with the Linn drum modules. For the rest, it's all available.
How much do they cost?
So I will talk about euro price, including Dutch VAT, but it's very similar if for American customers or in the UK. By the way, in the UK you can find them at Elevator or Signal Sounds, also at Juno.
Excellent.
So the really specialist shops. The DCO in Europe is 269 euros. The big filter is 289. 199 for the double envelope. I have a small filter here. It's a dual filter, can be high pass and low pass. Yep. That's 149. It's a bit more low cost, but still. I was running the lead line through this one. Mm-hmm. Then we have the dual LFO at 179. And this one is also 179, the small Juno filter. And the Micro DCO is 259.
Great.
All the drum samples are 129 each. And it's all in stock, and if it's not in stock in the shop, you can drop them an email and then they get in touch with me very quickly to get more stock.
Thank you so much for showing us, Nikolas. It's been really good, and yeah.
Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Yes, bye-bye.